critical yet often overlooked engine of national growth. While we frequently talk about digital transformation, financial market, policy reforms, there is a fundamental and a very physical layer upon which everything is built. Every economic ambition is built. That foundation is material. Every kilometer of highway, every new airport terminal, every renewable energy park, and every industrial corridor which comes up begins not only with the blueprint, but with processed goods, that is rock and aggregate. The quality, efficiency, and sustainability of this material processing directly determine the speed, scale, and durability of our national infrastructure. Today, we will move beyond the macro vision of a 5 trillion economy and delve into micro mechanisms that make it possible. We'll examine how the strategic domains of crushing and screening are not just supporting, but actively powering India's core pillars of industrial expansion, infrastructure acceleration, and export competitiveness. This will be a conversation about translating trillion dollar visions into tangible, high quality projects. It's about supply chain resilience, cost intelligence, and building a future that is not only larger, but also smarter and more sustainable. Let's begin by aligning our parameters. So, as we all know, India's 5 trillion roadmap rests on four pillars, that is, manufacturing expansion, infrastructure acceleration, export competitiveness, and generating employment. What ties all these four together is the physical infrastructure, be it roads, rails, ports, energy, urban assets. And every one of those begin with the process material, which is where we come in crushing and screening. Mining, construction, manufacturing, they are not adjacent sectors. I believe they are the foundation upon which the economic ambition is built. Now, the key industrial sectors, I will only be talking about the core industrial sectors, like mining supplies you with the raw materials, construction converts those raw materials into assets, that capital into assets, manufacturing scales it up and adds value. If any of these underperforms, GDP growth slows, not because of intent, but because of execution friction. Material processing efficiency, which is at the core of our foundation of our company, core of our existence, sits right at the intersection of all these three. So crushing and screening, you can say it as a GDP throughput enabler. If you can see in the slides, NIP, that is the Natural Infrastructure Program, and the Gati Shakti, these are unprecedented in scale. The government is pumping in money, capital is not the constraint anymore. The constraint is execution, speed, quality, and predictability. Every executive wants all these three things to happen. Advanced crushing and screening ensures that these things which all the good executives care about, I as executive care about, that is your timeline reliability, cost control, and quality consistency. So crushing and screening, we are seeing a lot of changes, and we'll see how we contribute here. Now, what is crushing? Crushing is geology meeting engineering economics. It determines whether you get uniform aggregates or variability, predictable output or rework, scalable execution or bottlenecks. At the scale which India is building, crushing quality directly affects asset life and national productivity. Crushing is not just pre-processing, crushing is engineered control point. Now, what will happen if we don't have efficient crushing and screening parameters? In construction, poor crushing will show up years later. It will show up in rework, cracks, failures. You have seen roads failing before their timelines, higher maintenance. You have seen contractors getting rework projects for the same project which they have worked for, and that is because of pure materials. That may be one of the factors. In mining, it will show up immediately. In recovery rates, you will not recover it properly. You will have a higher cost per ton. You will have more energy expenditure upon every ton of material which you produce. So crushing efficiency, what we can say, it's not only operational hygiene, it's economic leverage. Now, talking about the economics, because this session is about economics, how India is going to achieve its target. Crushing and screening, it contributes hugely to employment directly and indirectly. You get employment in maintenance, you get in manufacturing, you get in operations. More importantly, it enables faster monetization of infrastructure capital. In crushing and screening, you have got this construction equipment manufacturer, part manufacturers like us, road manufacturers. So we are employing lakhs and lakhs of people and generating revenue. Now, After crushing, there is a screening portion. That is where we come in as Asher Locker. We are into precision material processing. If crushing defines volume, screening defines quality. Screening is where material meets specifications. Specifications determine your safety, durability, and compliance. As I can see, this is a very informed audience. You like yourselves. Screening is a quality assurance system, not just a downward stream step. Asher Locker, we are into screening media. We provide screening media for all kind of screening plants, and we are solution providers. We have been solution providers for the past 60 years. Now, what happens if we improve our screening efficiency? Improved screening efficiency delivers disproportionate benefits. If you can see through the chart, just a 5 to 10% increase on the screening parameters will give you better cost per ton in monetary terms. It will lower your project cost, and it will give you more cost per ton benefit. Higher usable yield, lower recirculation, lower energy per ton. At a scale, even a single digit efficiency gain will give you cost, will change your cost structure and emissions intensity. This is why at Asher Locker, we quantify efficiency, not just capacity. Now, Asher Locker's role has not been limited to supplying components. Our focus is on enabling predictable performance in Indian conditions. High throughput, throw abrasive materials as, throw any kind of sticky material as us, throw any kind of challenge at us. We are there to support you. And that is why our customers engage with us, and not just as transactional vendors, but as long-term partners. Now, our product strategy, we have been aligning it with the national economic plan, which is NIP execution, Make in India, and of course, green growth. Sustainable practices are at the core of our belief function as of now. Efficiency, durability, and life cycle optimization is what we are working on, what I am working on as a national sales head. These are now, if you can see, talking about these words, efficiency, durability, life cycle optimization. These are no longer optional for anyone. These are policy aligned requirements now. Going forward, the focus shifts from capacity expansion to intelligence, energy efficiency, digital monitoring, life cycle optimization. The future of crushing and screening is a smarter, cleaner, and more integrated into the project life cycle. We'll be more involved with our customers. Now, just to conclude this very short presentation, this India's 5 trillion journey will be decided not by how fast we build, but how well we build. Crushing and screening sit at the very foundation of that outcome. By improving productivity per ton, we improve returns on every rupee invested in infrastructure. This is the quiet but critical role that is our industry plays in the national building.